Sabi okwasia ne ntohwe ontia so mpen abien nti wahu se sense na de ba idea and watwe ho na why correction tem obi ani ho a obi hu se onwa so jetana no de na be so jeni mu nti party fo no obehwe kasa no ya doso MPP fo yini pa bi a wo kasa dodo NDC fo nkasa saa.
This disease of high individualism, me-tooism, was what led to our losing 79 election. You must strike out, go in and contest. You don't expect anybody to give you anything on a silver platter.
Efutu hoi ensema ebie ne wom. Opa obefa. Opa omfa. Ifoni ahwefo akwaba ediba Koda Media TV so. Medini ye kechiri eja ya odi asempa dwumedi a watundin chirichirim. Ena mede som etiefo ne ahwefo. Enti se nde edi kan woreba so a sane ye ne da no na abaka busia kesen ho by subscribing to the Koda Media TV. Obensa adoma ketu ebi wo wodon sa kan adoma no pa na wabaka busia no ho. Dwumedi ni koso na wo like share ekwachiri mafofo nso nya bi etie. Nsem chirimu enti na matene goma no pay. Omampeni a watwam ko Kofi di ewu Kufuor. Odi afutu sembi ama the party for the New Patriotic Party. Uti nsema ekoso party ni mu a na enya akono. Otwe party for na adwene call 1979. Nema Limam ebe president. Na efi party for na nkasa Paul Vito Wusu. Woni pa benu ne nam nso a party ni ko opposition. Enyo nyankopon adom a anka na anka UP tradition no na anka ase agu. Eno woso bi o waka ne pen no ohu sunsun a odwane. Na eno ho afutu sem na omampeni dada Kofi di ewu Kufuor. Odi ama party free. Party mpenimfo ko hia na woye nse wobekọ early congress sene ye be ya ni obedi nkumu ni betimi enya mmere na wakọ baabi esese okọ na nsem esese oka kire Ghana funti wonye ne ntem di nchinu ahyiw pi yaba mo pesa mo kobi kasabo ahye ne yam na mpesa mo yese nanso party ni mra wom emra ewo party no ho fi 1992 no empanyinfo wode sa mra no ba na ne wode sa mra no abeto ho every 4 years bia ye emra foforo enkanka party ko opposition wode sa adwumedi ni share Professor Makoko Insa se onhwe ne ma party no eko opposition na minimara se party ni papa wonso a aya wosa ye research hwe se de na maye power dia moko opposition ni matimi ahu se yakọ opposition ti yanhwe ne ma ye ko opposition papa no de ne findings abeto ho baby eto sin kwanga nam so party ni ko opposition. Professor Makoko odi abeto enti mpanyin trase no wosa hene wo ho ise ti wo mpani mu ebi nyira enti mpanyin trase no watwehwe se mu ahu se enema bi a ama nkunibidi amma no eye baako ebiesa ne anan bi enti yenye nsakrai wo ho ana yen se sisi no na ne yehu pen no yanse hu bio enti obeko early congress in next January 2026. Na utie senia kase bi kokom Kennedy fa bawumia fa kasa epiepie na omampeni dada Kufuor no hawo no papa enti kasa ode bae no na kasa esese party funu kan wo hu bom ade biara ahodi wo mu no emu bu ye den se na mpanyin aka se prae hoi wi ba ko ebu na ebomu dodo no a ne bu ye den eri mumpo enti ode futu abre party funu na wobeti den ti na sese wotie sa futu no na wotie nso a mfaso ben na de beba eno na sisi atwetwere MPP fo wombo a wonhunu ya woye opanyin de oteachi wonhunu ya ma party the opposition esanse professor Makokui ne report no mejimedi se papa wa kan report no into wonhunu ya bai enti ne wonhunu oso wonhu bio mpanyin se bi okwasea ne ntohwe ontia so mpan abien enti wonhu se sense na de bai dia ene watwe ho na why correction tem obi ani ho a obun se onwa so jetana no de na be so jeni mu enti party fo no obehwe kasa no ya doso MPP fo yi ni pa bi a wo kasa dodo NDC fo nkasa saa MPP fta ahoro won tama wa abunten dodo NDC fo ntesa enye kura o se yi niema party ko opposition ye na obi asisi me na wa mama nya kwa nkoto aba na oyi ayese na oyi ayese na party anko ni nyina so a Ghana fotimi ayi na kwa 2016 na lusu no enyi lusu a na yi lusu ketwa na so party fu yara asanso a won party akobọ no fi ya sesa na yehui and now parliament MPP for 88 na nye sebe 88 ena wakoye wo huru bia wosusu anso woni mu akwa na nka nani ma yebasa yenkuti papa afutu a ode ma party funu.
We are democratic. We uphold common humanity. So, and democracy really doesn't go in for tribe or religion or gender. It's the individual. One man, one vote. And if we want power, we want to present a person who would be convincing to the generality of the electorate. Can this man we are presenting help solve problems for the community at large, so the benefit spreads across the board for all? We look at that this way. If we tell the truth to ourselves, we may see that the way we've been brushed by our opponents from way back, oh, you are a tribal party. Oh, these days we are including even religion. You do that, and it comes from our mouths, then I tell you, we are perpetuating sometimes bitter solutions, but they were genuine solutions. The soldiers under Champong came to remove us. And I was put in Ashaford prison. I stayed there for 1 year, 3 months, not being accused. I'm telling you, so the youth, when you complain these days, you must know it happened before, long before you were born. You must help yourselves. You are the majority now. I'm having to tell you, we lost power 79 as we learned from Professor Kwe. Why? Because along the way, we found that even as we all subscribe to democracy, we tended to be too individualistic. Egos were so big. Everybody would go and look into his mirror and think that is perhaps superior or better than the next man. You see, a party must be united. We must be reconciled. But if we go in with swollen egos, I'm this, I'm entitled, it's my turn. If you say that to yourself, the next man would also tell that to himself, or the next woman. So why do we get the unity? And without the unity, How can you call yourselves a party? Democracy is one man, one vote. Most of you lawyers, doctors, engineers, professionals, these days we are all becoming Europeans. Monogamy. You and your wife, you live in a fine bungalow, perhaps with just a child or two. The laborer outside there at your gate may have 2, 3 wives, perhaps 10 children. When it's time to go and vote, and you haven't won the support, the trust of the... Who would win? It's common sense. Kukrudu! Please, it's a very sad situation we are in now, and this is why I've chosen... I was invited to come and launch. I'm launching. The physical launch perhaps would be performed by another, but I'm using this occasion to tell the truth as I see it to all of us. This disease of high individualism, me tooism, was what led to our losing 79 election. We must tell the truth to ourselves. We lost 79 when you consider the ballots. First round, President Liman, and Liman was a good man. I had the opportunity to work with him in the 69-72 government. I was Deputy Foreign Minister, and he was a foreign officer. I met him, good man, but he wasn't a practicing politician. He was a professional civil servant. He became, if you like, president by chance. 79, his party, PNP, was looking for a candidate. Their choice was late Mr. Igala, but Igala had been disqualified by a commission of inquiry, so he turned around and picked this young man, well-educated, Dr. Liman. Just like that, and PNP accepted Liman. So into the elections, nobody knew Liman much around the country. But because that party was so united, and PNP, united like a fist in a glove, and us, the PFP, UNC, we had split ourselves, believing that we were so good, the people of Ghana would see our goodness and give it to us. We were not organized. Rather, we were tearing at each other, destroying each other, telling all sorts of things about each other, assuming Ghanaians were not listening or watching. So when we cast the vote that year, to our surprise, Liman came first. Got 600 and something. Victor Osu, the PFP candidate, got 500 and something. UNC Powele got 300. And suppose we hadn't split ourselves, 500 plus 300 and something, we would have won one touch. But once Liman got the lead into the second round, again, the way we hate ourselves. Before we knew, most of our people in UNC had gone to support Liman, even against our candidate, Victor Osu. That's how we lost it. I tell you, because we did that, we disappointed our country, Ghana, so much. That was how, may he rest in peace, Rawlings managed to succeed with the attempted coup and came to sit on Ghana for 19 long years, traumatizing the country. So sometimes when people are blaming, quietly I blame our tradition, our party. I'm not so much the tradition as the personalities in our party. We tend to be too self-centered. Kukrudu, I've told you, Buzia was a very lone member of the then parliament in the 1950s. The Northern People's Party came to that house. Buzia was there before NPP came. I think NPP came in 54. But Buzia had been there from Legislative Council to Legislative Assembly. But Legislative was a lone member against the very powerful machinery, highly organized machinery of CPP. But the way he performed and the principles he upheld, I believe those were the things that made the Northern People's Party entering parliament then, or assembly, decide, look, you are alone, but be our leader. I hope you are getting the point. See, at this point, I want to ask you, what's a party for? What is the central purpose of party? Yeah? To win power. That's I would say, the only purpose. If you are a party and you are not winning, once I said, people thought I was being too simplistic. I said, you might be better off being a messenger in a winning party than a general secretary that has no party. The purpose of party is to win power. We don't seem to want to learn. Please. We happen to be living in times. See, when I went to Parliament in 1969, the population of Ghana was just 10 million people. The whole Ghana. 10 million. As we speak now, population has moved to almost 40 million. I'm sure it might be even more. Full of youngsters who may not know anything of traditions. We are talking democracy. We are talking rule of law, accountable governance. We are talking private sector. Because we believe in wealth creation. Not because we are greedy, no. Without wealth, you may have the finest ideas, you can't implement the ideas. That's why we respect the private sector. We want to encourage the private sector to come into its own. If we have Ghanaian billionaires and they become billionaires legitimately, what's wrong with it? That's how the world moves. So we believe in these things. But then, with all these ideas, where is the organization? See, to organize in current times, you must strategize. Your opponent, I remember they built a headquarters and said they were opening a school. They come from a tradition of organization. The first president of Ghana told his followers, organization decides all. Organization. Drilling people like into soldiers, military. So they take organization very seriously. They may not have a good message, but if they are united and they have got propaganda, they've got propaganda. They would make falsehood seem truth. You may have all the ideas, but you are not organized. Everybody is boss. All the good things we've done in the service of our country, we are not even able to tell people, advocate and propagate and espouse. We did this and this, and because, not to boast, but these days, because of the pressures of life, people don't have long attention span. So if you are not making your points with digital times, sharp for people to get their imagination, they take you don't have a message. A party like ours, we don't have, seriously, central think tank. A think tank should work so objectively that even hard truths would be told to itself. It might not be palatable, but if the truth, know it. Because it's only when you know it you can begin to solve the problem. We don't have, with all our intelligence and high qualifications, we seem to be afraid of critical analysis. We don't want to face the real truth. You see, the other thing with us, we may be brothers or friends, but if I get the feeling that you've taken me for a ride, you've cheated me, I tell you, next time around you call me, I may not come. This is another thing we must admit. We are democratic. We uphold common humanity. So, and democracy really doesn't go in for tribe or religion or gender. It's the individual. One man, one vote. And if we want power, we want to present a person who would be convincing to the generality of the electorate. Can this man we are presenting help solve problems for the community at large, so the benefit spreads across the board for all? We look at that this way. If we tell the truth to ourselves, we may see that the way we've been brushed by our opponents from way back. Oh, you are a tribal party. Oh, these days we are including even religion. You do that, and it comes from our mouths, then I tell you, we are perpetuating. Fortunately, as I sit here, I worked with all these men. I was in my 20s when I joined them. The only one I didn't have the benefit, privilege to work with was J.B. Dankwa himself. Because I came back to Ghana as a young lawyer, 1965, January. The very next month, February 65, Dr. Dankwa died in prison, detention prison. Prison detention in Sawam, apparently died on the floor. He hadn't been accused. He hadn't been found guilty. But the man persisted till his dying breath that it was humanity he would support. That's why he talked democracy. He's a martyr. He died a martyr. Buzia continued in that. I worked with Buzia because when PP came to power, 69, I was 30 years old. These days, young people, I see so many of you here. You complain, oh, the youth, this party doesn't give youth. No, you must strike out, go in and contest. You don't expect anybody to give you anything on a silver platter. I was 30, I contested to come to parliament. My constituency gave it to me. And when I came to parliament, Professor Buzia, the teacher that he was, perhaps he saw something in this little boy. He said, you, be the deputy foreign minister of Ghana at the age of 30. I'm addressing you, the youth, because we are talking about your future in this thing. 2 years, 3 months of what I believed was a very good government, because it inherited so many problems. And the government was trying to find solutions.
Yo, Papa, nene party fo, ena akasa. Efutu hoi, ensema biene wom. Opa obefa, opa omfa. Nemo papa de wachire nia eye. Ene nia ema nsembi aba sebe niame bia kobasa. Entisa anka jakpa. Anka onene se ne hwan na ofuri atafi. Wutimi ko hyen ho bra papa ni ho. Ni na ye ne asinti. Ego se osono hoi obofema aboa bi abone bi. Achichiro ni nsampo baba bugoni bi. Ni abane. Nia de wahu bi pen no. Osichi. Na ne ohu bi pen na opebi ahwe. Oso munka mu humbom na 2028 Ghana fo mmoa mo na mnsambe hwe oman isan se free education a adodan kwado de bayi ebeboa Ghana fo nyina enuya na wonua ma mmofra no wo school ebeboa Ghana fo nyina we MPP ni o we NDC ni o we PNC o we hwan o ebeboa o oba kobi wonana kobi wo fase ne bi kobi amamunin Nenso ne ene ma yotroka aduan kora na ne wo ba di aduan be hye ne sama na anuan kora na wonya nei enti papa tubofo enti yenti efutu Koda Media TV so na onsa be kansa efutu yi emeripam ne esisi wo party ne mu maboaboa no a mede bebre mu ne Kennedy nkrofo ka ne Alaji bawumia ne nkrofo ka ene won wedi akiri Dr. Yoduchum num ne branchampon num won so wode wonde ba na sɛ mo akɔsua mo party akɔbɔ no pɛyiase bio 2028 ya mo amasama ɛsiane sɛ memete ha yi ɛyɛ nsɛm kyerɛ mu na mede ma mo party ba power memfa ho ɛsiane sɛ nea mode baba na bɛboa Ghanafo nyinaa na aboa me nso nyɛ me nkuto na boa ɛte sɛ na Ghanafo yɛn ne ɛkɔhwɛ minisiri appointment yɛ de ama mo na mo ne ɛkɔpa appointment ama mo no na wabodwe wai na so mu na menkɔpa hama mmra na memfa nkyekyere wo sika ho na wanka ho a megiem gyamu no ntɔfam Koda Media TV ni edini yɛ ka kyire agya yɛwodi asɛmpa dwumadi wato nkyirikyiri mu na metrɛ guama mede brɛ atifo ne apɛfo sɛ na medi nkanka na edi kan woreba so a subscribe to the Koda Media TV na dwumadi kɔsi no wala ka share na foforo so anya bi atie ana mododo bi akɔwie waboboa no nti edbesia